A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke chapter 10 verses 25 to 37. There was a lawyer who, to disconcert Jesus, stood up and said to him, "Master, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" He said to him, "What is written in the law? What do you read there?" He replied, "You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." "You have answered right," said Jesus. "Do this, and life is yours." But the man was anxious to justify himself and said to Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" Jesus replied, "A man was on his way down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell into the hands of brigands. They took all he had, beat him, and made off, leaving him half dead. Now a priest happened to be traveling down the same road, but when he saw the man, he passed on the other side. In the same way by a Levite who came to the place saw him and passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan traveler who came upon him was moved with compassion when he saw him. He went up and bandaged his wounds, pouring oil and wine on them. He then lifted him on his own mount, carried him to the inn, and looked after him. Next day he took out 2 denarii and handed them to the innkeeper. "Look after him," he said, "and on his way back I will make good any extra expense you have." Which of these 3 do you think proved himself a neighbor to the man who fell into the brigands' hands? "The one who took pity on him," he replied. Jesus said, "Go and do the same yourself." The Gospel of the Lord. Many times you might have heard or experienced a speech or a talk when you're giving. There will be someone who is there to just prove you wrong, poke holes in the theories that you have presented, and to make themselves stand out, just to make themselves look smart. And there's the same thing that Jesus experienced with this lawyer. And this reminds me of a presidential debate between Joe Biden and President Trump. In the debate, Trump didn't allow Joe to finish his sentences, and he was making personal attacks on Joe, saying things like, "You couldn't have done this, you wouldn't have even been able to think like this." They were personal attacks with no basis. And I felt, in my opinion, the debate didn't leave Joe Biden looking very good, because President Trump got the better of Joe. So that made me think about how we are to react when people attack us, attack us below the belt, using methods that are not honorable, low form ways of attacking us. What do we say? As in this example we saw of the lawyer who had attacked Jesus. Definitely the thing not to do is attack with this in the same rhetoric, in the same venom that was used to attack us. We should be a little more calm, but we should be smart, as Jesus was. Jesus used a parable to make his point. Sometimes we are not able to think of stories the way Jesus did. But what we can learn is that stories help. Illustrations, metaphors help to tell your point without being angry. So we need to take a step back, be calm. It's not easy. And justify our points in a logical, in a metaphor, perhaps if you can think of one, but most importantly, in a calm manner. And those are my thoughts for today.